Good morning, world. Real progressives. Hmm. I never thought that I would see what I'm seeing today. You guys remember after the 2012 election? After the 2012 election, the Republican Party was beside himself. The Republican Party, like they all got together and they put together like I think it was like a Republican like uh a list of things of what went wrong after they was defeated in 2012. After they lost by a landslide, they kind of got together within themselves and said, okay, let's see what went wrong. So they went down a whole list of ideas of what went wrong. Because, see, they had this whole war on women. The war on women, the war on women's reproductive rights, pandering to the top 1% while slamming the working people. That went out the window. The fact that the ideals suck, that was the first list the first thing to come off the list of what went wrong in the 2012 election. Hey, Liz, the first thing to come off the list in the 2012 election of them that they're actually ideas sucking was something that they immediately disregarded. They immediately disregarded that. Hey, Suzanne. So after that, they said, okay, we just didn't say this stupid stuff louder. We just didn't get the message across clear. We just didn't go after women's reproductive rights better than what we actually did. So I was thinking, okay, these guys are delusional. And then fast forward to 2016. Hey, Cameron, fast forward to 2016. When you thought that we couldn't get, that we've reached the bottom with moronic, idiotic behavior. Hey, Tanya from Maine. We thought we reached that point to where we were that they could get no more delusional than that. The Democrats, you know what? They came and said, you know what? We can do one better. We can one up the Republicans. Because when I tell you these people are delusional, they still don't realize why they lost the election. It is egregious. It is laughable. They don't realize why they lost. It's crazy. I have people in my inbox. Listen, I have people in my inbox blaming me for why Hillary lost. Me. I'm just a Southern kid from Alabama. Really? I'm the reason she lost? Wow. And if you do blame progressives for voting for a third party, then you better start taking them serious. You better start taking them more seriously. Because here's what's coming. This is how this is going to shake going forward, guys. We're willing to lose an election to fight for real change. We're willing to lose an election. So guess what? What we're going to do next time, if you put a corrupt candidate and try to ram it down our throats again, we're going to vote for a third party again. And we will do it proudly. We don't fear. The politics of fear don't play with us. It's not about the politics of fear. It's about the politics of real change. And if you're not serving up real change, kick rocks. Shame on you. Because, just accept the loss. Accept the loss and stop trying to blame us for it. Literally. People in my inbox, I'm not joking, guys, in my inbox saying, yeah, your strategy didn't work. My strategy? Really? I just voted what's in my heart. I didn't believe in the candidate that you guys rammed down my throat. I didn't believe in a situation where you guys stole a primary from a guy that was beating Trump by 15 points or more in every poll. And now you're in my face moaning about Trump? Really? Seriously? I don't care about Hillary losing, guys. I don't care. I'm perfectly fine with her losing. So the fact that you whining to me about it is doing you no justice. You complain about Trump's gonna do this, Trump's gonna do that. Then I guess what? It's about time to get out there and fight and start fighting for real change and stop listening to everything the corporate media tells you. That's what you got to do. And stop whining about it. That's what you got to do. Because you know what? I would vote the same way all the way over again. And I won't even flinch. Seriously. I won't flinch. We won't flinch. We've shown you guys that if you put a corrupt candidate in front of us, we will reject it. 9 million Democrats didn't even vote. And you guys are trying to blame people that voted for a third party? Why do you think that all of a sudden now that Hillary Clinton deserved welfare of my vote? Why do you think she was entitled to our vote? I wouldn't vote for her if someone paid me to, because I can't be bought. Real progressives can't be bought. We don't play these games. We don't play these identity type politics. We don't play the type of games that has kept the America in neutral, and if you're lucky, for far too long. Because a lot of these policies push us backwards. This thought process that this delusion, I don't know, the constant delusion, and they're working hard for it too, overtime for it. Instead of owning up, strapping it on, and owning it, they blaming everyone else. They blaming people for her losses. It wasn't real progressives that nominated a candidate that was on the FBI investigation. It wasn't real progressives that nominated a candidate that only won red states and couldn't win independents. Mainly, she won states that Democrats don't even win in the general election. I always go Republican. Ann Carter pointed this out. A Republican. She even said it on primary election night one night. She was like, it's kind of interesting how Hillary is winning all the red states that always go Republican in the general, and Bernie's winning all the swing states. She tried to warn y'all. We tried to warn y'all. And now you're in your feelings about it. I don't know what to tell you guys. Honestly, the way I'm feeling, I'm unapologetic about where I stand. Real progressives, we are all unapologetic about where we stand. I'm to the point where I want to walk around with a T-shirt that say, "Don't blame me. I voted for Bernie." Literally, like, don't blame me. You voted for her. You forced it down to people's throat. You did that. Now own it. Strap it on and own it. As far as Jill Stein's recount goes, you know what? I love it. I love the recount. Jill is getting coverage now. When has she ever got? Have you guys ever seen her getting coverage prior to this? No. It's almost like she's playing the media, playing the corporate media for who they are. Whatever it takes. Whatever it takes. If I felt there's a situation where there's actually election fraud out there, I think you can't ignore an injustice, regardless of who it may help. You cannot ignore an injustice. Let me tell you why you can't ignore an injustice, because who it may help. Because that can come back home to roost. That can come back home to bite you. Literally. It can come back home to bite you. Is a waste of people's money, Jack? I don't think so. It's not a situation where the money is being raised it's not a situation where this is money that is being spent that has been raised for other things. This has been raised specifically for the recount. Think about it. And she's getting coverage now. And now Jill Stein's in the news. You see what I'm saying? Melissa, they did ignore the injustice of the primary. They did. And when you ignore the injustice of the primary, it can come back home to roost. See, when people like you and I said things like, the superdelegate situation is unfair, what did they say to us? They told us the rules were the rules, and that we wasn't talking about this until now. So my thought process when it comes to those complaining about the electoral college, the rules are the rules, and you wasn't complaining about it to us now. So you have to fight for justice regardless of what side it's on. That way it would always protect you. You cannot ever stand for an injustice or wrong, because it will bite you. So even if it would help Hillary Rodham Clinton, can't believe I'm saying that. If the election was stolen from her, which wasn't. So let's be honest, she lost because she gaslighted her base. The DNC lost because they gaslighted its base. But my point I'm trying to make is that there's a situation where someone that we disagree with, don't like, literally something was done against them in an unjust way. We can't stand idly by and turn a blind eye with it, because when someone that we really stand for, that we really believe in is up, we don't want it stolen from them. And that's what happened with Senator Bernie Sanders. So honestly, the chickens are coming home to roost when it comes to the Electoral College and the superdelegate. The superdelegate should be abolished. The Electoral College should be abolished, of course. Maybe. But the superdelegate for sure needs to go. The superdelegates is just something where party officials control who the nominee is going to be. How is that democracy? How is that justice? What's just about political elites deciding who you and I get a chance to vote for? And we shown them this last election that you can pull that BS again, and we're going to vote for a third party again. So we're going to see in 2020, and we're going to see in the next election cycle going forward, what response they're going to have to this. The response I see so far is not encouraging because they're still blaming us for her losses. They're blaming the FBI for her losses. How about blaming the candidate for her choices? How about blaming the candidate for her judgment? How about blaming yourselves for getting behind a candidate with bad judgment, for getting behind a candidate that couldn't win independence, for getting behind a candidate that was wildly unpopular? How about that? How about that? Melissa, that's why I said maybe. Yes, you're right. I agree. I agree 100%. Abolishing electoral college could make the situation worse. I agree. But banning the superdelegates, that needs to happen like yesterday. It needs to happen yesterday because we don't want party officials controlling who we want to vote for, who we should vote for. And we've shown party officials that you're not going to strong arm us and shame us and hold our votes hostage either. See, they just really thought when they put a Donald Trump that the threat and the fear would make us fall in line. And we showed them that, that's not going to happen. It's not going to happen anymore. So it's just astonishing how disconnected they are. It's astonishing how delusional these people has actually become. So many people, literally, I had someone in my inbox blame me for Hillary's loss. Told me that maybe I should talk to other African Americans about Jim Crow and the Civil Rights Bill, even though the Civil Rights Bill this person is talking about, Hillary Rodham Clinton was working for Goldwater, a candidate who actually opposed the civil rights legislation. So the logic, it's astonishing. It's astonishing, and the constant gaslighting, and they're not learning from their mistakes. And if they don't learn from their mistakes, they're gonna stay. They're going to turn to the minority party, and they're going to stay the minority party. Because if you want any support from us, you're going to have to actually show us what you got. And right now, what I'm seeing is I'm not interested in. We aren't interested in. We're not interested in incremental change. We're not interested in someone selling us BS and trying to serve it up to us on a silver platter. The vote blues, yeah, Melissa, are like delusional. Some of them, they still gaslight. And still blaming everyone else for their bad judgment, as if we give a damn about Hillary Rodham Clinton losing. Honestly, complain to someone else about it. I don't care about her losing. We don't care about her losing. So what they need to do, strap it on, own it, and realize this is a new era. This is a new day. The politics of fear is over when it comes to real progressives, when it comes to progressive policy, progressive agenda. The majority would not vote for neoliberalism, for a neoliberal. It's not going to happen. 9 million people stayed home. That should send shockwaves. Gary Johnson dominated as a third-party candidate, literally. And then they try to throw in my face, Jill Stein didn't even get 1%. Gary Johnson got more votes than you guys did. You know what? In this situation, honestly, I don't support Gary Johnson on either measures, but still stand against corruption now, isn't it? It was still stand against Hillary Rodham Clinton, isn't it? That a third party still got more votes. See, these people are so delusional, and they're such a full cup. And I've learned to not argue and get into too many fights with people that are a full cup, because they'll eventually just bring you down and pull you down in the process, and that stuff that's in that cup will just spill over and get all over you. So it's not even worth it. It's just not worth it. It's not worth it. So the Trump presidency was built by the DNC. Strap it on, own it. I don't feel sorry for Hillary losing. Don't blame us. We voted for Senator Bernie Sanders. We voted for the person who defeated him in every matchup poll. Now you in our face whine to us about Trump. Cry me a river, because I just don't feel sorry for you guys. Have a great day, guys. Peace, and I'm out.